What up, pedal heads? It's your main man, Eddie Monster here, back with another edition of Eddie's Top 5. That's right, the show where I choose my top 5 of whatever topic I'm talking about, right? We got a good one for you, though. That's right, we do. We got a special one. But before we get into it, I just want to remind everybody to hit that subscribe button. That's right, please subscribe to the channel. I appreciate every single one of you. Try to come up with as much content as I possibly can. So remember, smash that subscribe button, like the video, all that good stuff. All right. This episode is top 5 bassists of all time, but I want to remind all of you that you got to separate who you think are the greatest bassists of all time. And this is really the top 5 bassists who have influenced me to want to pick up the bass guitar. I could get into a whole discussion about who I think the greatest bass players are of all time, but it's not that. This is the top 5 bassists who, as soon as I hear their music, I'm like, yes, I want to be a bass player. That is what this is about. We'll get into those subjects of the GOATs or the greatest bassists later on in another episode. We can do plenty of these. But right now, these are the top 5 bassists who have influenced me. And as always, I would like to do the honorable mentions, get them out of the way so you know who not to expect in the top 5 list. But, you know, this is no shade on anybody, because any one of these bassists, if I had a band, I would take them in a heartbeat, by the way. Just reminding you. So honorable mentions: Duff McKagan of Guns N' Roses, Velvet Revolver, Duff McKagan's Loaded, whatever the hell else he's been a part of. Geddy Lee from Rush. I know you guys are going to kill me about that one, but I was never a huge Rush fan. I wasn't until very, very, very later in life when I really started to get to appreciate Rush. And then Gene Simmons. I mean, come on. The dude was influential on a lot of us, even if we love him or hate him. And I know a lot of us hate him. But you can't deny Gene was a huge influence in your life at one point. And I definitely wanted to be the demon at certain points with that axe-shaped, bass guitar with blood and my tongue just coming right out. Yeah, I mean, why not? All right, so let's get into a top 5 bassists of all time that influenced me to want to pick up the bass. At number 5, I've got Rachel Bolan. That's right, the Skid Row bass player. Dude, the first time I heard Slave to the Grind, I did not give a crap about what the guitar players were doing. Before that, I mean, yeah, obviously with the self-titled record, it was all about what Dave the Snake Sabo was doing and this and that. But the first time I heard Slave to the Grind, I was like, whoa. What is going on here? That is one of the sickest bass lines in metal, rock or metal, whatever the hell you want to call them at the time. And that is why Rachel Bolan is on the list. I've followed him. He is just, in my opinion, an incredible bass player. He's Portuguese, which is cool. And he's got a solo album that's going to be coming out soon that I am looking forward to so much. Cannot wait for that. At number 4, it's Cliff Burton. How could you not be influenced by this guy? I discovered later on in life, so I didn't know certain songs, right? I'm not a musician at all, even though I'd like to be one eventually. But I didn't realize how much Cliff actually put into Metallica. Now, I love Metallica, and I love those first 3 records, Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, and Master of Puppets. I think those are 3 of the greatest records that are just cannot be touched. But I didn't know really until later on in life, like maybe into my teens and everything, when I started really discovering how much he actually put into that writing process and how much of that iconic sound of Metallica Cliff was really all about. And that is why Cliff is on the list. Such an amazing bass player who was taken away from us way too early in his career for sure. Number 3, I've got Steve Harris of Iron Maiden. How can you not have Steve Harris? Those galloping bass lines. I mean, all of us would sit there in that charging motion and we're just like, yeah, Maiden. You know what I mean? Steve's an icon. You can't think of Iron Maiden without Steve Harris, and that's just the way it is. Number 2, I've got probably one of the baddest ass mofos on the planet at number 2. That's Lemmy Kilmister of Motorhead, the icon. Wouldn't be a list without him. And Motorhead's music, totally badass, bass driven. I mean, all of us like to think that we're as badass as Lemmy is, and a lot of us really aren't. And be a badass bass player at the same time, and a songwriter, and a singer, to put all on top of that. And number 1, wouldn't be a list without Geezer Butler, dude. The first time I heard NIB, I was sold all the way. He is such an icon, such a, like I said, just such an icon. He is heavy metal. Him and every single member of Black Sabbath is heavy metal. They're all icons. They created the genre. They're the godfathers. So there you go. Geezer Butler at number 1 for me. So there you go. That's my list. And of course, like I said, there are several different kinds of lists that I could make for this, right? I could do top 5 hair metal bass players, top 5 thrash bass players, top 5 power metal, heavy metal bass players, and so on and so forth. There's so many different avenues that you can dive. That's why I decided that this was my top 5 bass players that influenced me to pick up a bass guitar. So there you go. Of course, let me know what you think in the comments. This is your chance. Who are your top 5 bass players that influenced you to want to pick up a bass guitar? Not who you think are the top 5 bass players of all time, but who are the top 5 bass players that influenced you to pick up the bass guitar is what I'm really interested in. And of course, as always, smash that subscribe button, subscribe to the channel. I try to come up with as much as I possibly can for all of you to enjoy, and I hope that you're all enjoying the content. And I will see you next time. Remember, stay metal.